of year teacher gifts can cost quite a lot, especially if your child has more than one teacher. It can really add up. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 16 different ideas that are cost effective, but also shows the teacher how much you appreciate all their work that they've done over the last school year. So hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I do food hauls, day in the life, tips and tricks, and all different things to help mums out. So if you like that kind of stuff, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. It will really help the channel, and I will get to know you and join my lovely community that I'm building here on YouTube. So the end of the school year is only a few weeks away now in the UK, and buying teacher gifts can become expensive. Now, my son has one main teacher, then he has a teaching assistant, and then he has somebody else that comes in once every 2 weeks to take over a day while his teacher goes off and does something else. And then on another day, another teaching assistant comes in. So that's 4 teachers that he has, and it's just too much money to buy each of them a gift. So I asked my son, who do you want to buy gifts for? And there's 3 teachers that he's very fond of. So I'm going to buy those 3 teachers the gifts, and then the other teachers, we're just going to get a card with a little thank you note in from my son. I know that it might seem mean and seem cruel and not fair, but at the end of the day, I can't afford to spend lots of money. Now, I know that teachers do not expect any kind of gifts at all. So if you don't want to give gifts, then you do not have to. And some parents all come together, they put money into a pot, and then somebody goes out and gets some gifts that are from everybody. We did that for the first year or so of my son's schooling. After that, we've kind of all gone and done our individual stuff. So my sister-in-law is a teacher, and I usually get a lot of her recycled stuff, especially at Christmas, because they get a lot of the same stuff. So usually my sister-in-law will wrap up things that she got for Christmas and she will give them to me, and I have absolutely no problem with it. Mainly it's chocolates or candles, because that's what she gets the most of, and she just can't have it all in her house. So she usually recycles it and gives it to her other sister-in-law, she gives it to me, she gives it to her mum, and that's the way that she does things. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 16 different ideas that you could do to keep costs down, but also show your appreciation to your teacher. Now, if you are buying all the teachers something, but you want to buy one big thing, you could buy some coffee and some tea and some biscuits and chocolate biscuits and all that, put it in a basket and then pass it on that way. A very lovely subscriber suggested that one day. I can't remember who you are, so if you are watching this, thank you so much for that suggestion, and I wanted to share it with all of you today. If I was going to do that, I would give it to them on the Monday of the very last week of school, so they can use it throughout that last week. Because if you give it them on the last day, they then got to separate it all out, or one person's got to take it, and that was not the kind of idea of everything. So if you're going to give a basket where it's for everybody, I would give it at the very start of the last week of term so they can enjoy it throughout the week. There was another subscriber that very kindly, again, I can't remember who you are, so if it is you, then do give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments that it was you that suggested this, that you do the same kind of thing. You get a gift basket, but you put it in the staff room so all the staff can share it, rather than just those particular teachers, especially if your child has lots of teachers like mine seems to have at the moment. And I know there's many of you, especially if you've got SEN children, they might have more teachers than others, so therefore you want to show your appreciation for taking care of your child throughout the school year. So doing a big gift basket where you put it in the staff room and put it who it's from and what class they're from, then everybody can share it. Okay, so let's get on with these 16 things. Now, the first few are the very obvious and very basic that everyone gets for their teacher, and as it goes on, they'll be a little bit different, maybe things that you thought of, maybe things that you haven't. So number 1 is sweets and chocolate, because everybody gets sweets and chocolate. You can do little sweet baskets or chocolate baskets, or you could just do a bag and fill it up with some lovely sweets and chocolates that you think they might like. You could actually get a little cardboard box and one that folds over, like ones that you can push through your letterbox, and inside you could make a little teacher sign with a little poem, and then just put a selection of chocolate and sweets in there with some tissue paper or something. You could do loads of different things like that. I would actually link a few in the description box below that you can actually go and purchase from, like Amazon or Etsy or something like that, so that you don't have to make it yourself if you'd rather have the convenience of it. But it is a little bit more expensive if you do it that way, but it's your choice how you want to do it. So sweets and chocolate is always a plus, especially if you've got a teacher that has kids at home. I bet they love it when their mum finishes school for the summer term or Christmas term, and they've got all these sweets and chocolate that they can divulge into. Number 2 is flowers. So you could just get a big bunch of flowers for the main teacher, and then just get some smaller bunches of flowers for the TAs or anybody else that helps your child at school. This way it's not something that they've got to hold on to, they've got to store. They can put them in a vase, and after a week or 2 weeks and sadly the flowers are gone, then they could just throw them away, and it's not something that they have to keep forever, or something that just going to end up in a charity shop or a car boot sale or in the bin, because a lot of it does end up there. So finding stuff that teachers actually want is probably going to be more beneficial than just everyday stuff that does usually end up in a car boot or the charity shop. So flowers is always a really good shout if you don't know what else to get them, and you can get them for like £2.50 up to £10 in local supermarkets. You can get them the day before and then just take them in on the last day of term. Which leads me nicely into the next one, which is buying a plant. Now, if you know your teacher well and you know that they have plants in their house, maybe you could buy them an indoor plant or an outdoor plant if you know they're a gardener. You can pick them up again in local supermarkets, in your local DIY store as well. Over in the UK, we have something called B&Q, which is a home improvement store. So you could go and pick up some plants from there and just give them to your teacher if you want to. You could even pick some up with a plant pot which says best teacher on if you wanted to do that. But if you know your teacher well and you know they like plants, that's always a good idea to purchase one of them for the teachers. Next would be candles. Again, my sister-in-law gets loads of candles and I love candles, so she usually does give me quite a lot of candles, but you can get one with teacher on. You can get different kinds of candles, different shapes, different sizes. I always find getting the smaller ones, I think they're like 99p from Home Bargains, really good for teaching assistants or just like the general people that just come in every now and again, not ones that come in all the time, but they just come in every now and again to help your child out. Those little 99p candles are really good. You could also get wax mounts as well. If you didn't want to get a candle, you could buy a selection of wax mounts, and again, they're not overly expensive in places like Home Bargains or B&M or anywhere else that's close to you in whatever country you're in. And number 5 would be drinks. So you can get your teacher a bottle of wine, a bottle of their favourite alcoholic beverage if you want to, but again, make sure you give it to them and not your kids, because that might get into trouble. I don't personally like giving out wine to teachers from little kids, but that's just my personal preference. Again, a nice good thing to do is tea selections or coffee selections as well. So it's up to you if you want to do that. You could do it as a big basket, or you could do it individually if you want to. If you know that your teacher loves tea, then you could get them a selection of different teas, from herbal teas to English breakfast to Earl Grey. You can get anything that you want tea wise, and maybe put some biscuits in, make it a very British tea kind of basket box thing. Rich tea, digestives. What are the next? What are the best biscuits? What are your best British biscuit? Let me know in the comments below. But you can do that for a tea. You can do the same thing for coffee, and you can do the same thing for hot chocolate as well. That's more Christmas, but who doesn't love a hot chocolate any time of the year? I mean, come on, it's hot chocolate. So who doesn't love it? I feel that at Christmas though, you just get to put the squirty cream on top. Because then you know it's Christmas when you can get the squirty cream on top of a hot chocolate. That's a proper hot chocolate. That's a winter hot chocolate. Anyway, like usual, I'm digressing. So you could get a drink basket. You can make a drink selection up if that's something that you want to do for your teacher. Which leads me on nicely to number 6. And number 6 would be a Costa or a Starbucks gift voucher. So you don't know what kind of tea or coffee they like, but you don't want to get something that could be wasted. And everyone's going to go and buy a Costa or a Starbucks at some point. So you just get them a £5, £10 voucher, whatever you can get as a minimum, and give that to the teacher so they can go and spoil themselves with a Costa or a Starbucks or anything else they want. And number 7, as we're talking about gift cards, the next one is an Amazon gift card. I think this is one of the best ones. One of the best ones is an Amazon gift card, because not only could they go and buy school supplies for the following year, but if they don't want to do that, then they can go and buy anything they want for themselves, or they can buy something for their children, or they can buy, Amazon's Amazon, isn't it? They can buy anything they want, or they can put something towards it. So buying an Amazon gift card always comes in handy for everybody. So if you wanted to get them an Amazon gift card, and you can put the Amazon gift card inside a teacher appreciation card that your child has written to them. So when they open the card, then the Amazon gift card's going to fall out. Then number 8 would be a cinema card. Now, I think this is a really good idea because the teachers have worked hard all year. So giving them a Cineworld or an Odeon gift card so they can go out and go to the pictures and just unwind after a year of teaching your child and a year at school, I think it's a really good idea because teacher salaries aren't always great. So giving them that little treat that they can do for themselves, maybe they're going to take their family out to the cinema over the summer holidays, but they've got £10 off. I mean, that's going to be really beneficial, and it's a treat for them to go and enjoy their summer holiday rather than keep thinking about school stuff. Okay, number 9 would be a tumbler or a water bottle that you could get personalised, or you could buy stickers and you could put stickers over it, or you could just buy a water bottle or tumbler which does have like best teacher ever or thank you so much for teaching me. Lots of teacher quotes out there that you can find that you can actually put on a water bottle or on a tumbler. It's something they can take to school with them. It's something they could leave at school if they wanted to and just fill it up the next day when they get there. It's really handy to have because everybody wants a water bottle, and if they've got one already at the school and they forget theirs at home, then I feel that's a really handy gift for them to have inside their classroom. Number 10 is a pamper kit. So men or women, whichever, everybody can have a pamper kit if they want them. But maybe you could put a little gift bag together of some nail files, some face masks, some eye cream, nail polish, all that kind of pampery stuff that you can buy. The only thing I would say is if you're going to do that, then make sure that the teachers or anything doesn't have any skin conditions or anything that might react to their skin, or buy them all natural face masks, or natural soaps, or natural like toiletry kind of pampery stuff, so make sure it doesn't react to their skin. I personally won't do it because you just don't know if they've got anything that could make allergic reaction, but if you know your teachers well, you know that's not going to happen. That's a really good present to be able to give to them. The next one is one that I did last year for my son's teacher. I won't be doing it this year, but I'll go into that reason why. Is school supplies. If you've been watching my food hauls, you've been noticing in Home Bargains, I've been picking up little things like erasers, notepads, pens, highlighters, picking things up in Home Bargains that they're going to be really useful to use for them in the following school year. Getting a bunch of supplies together that's going to help them out will be really handy. It will also save them a little bit of money. So if that's something you want to do, look at pens, pencils, rulers, erasers, notepads, sticky pads, anything that they might want to use inside the classroom, put it all in a little bag for them, just to show you appreciation, so they've already got some supplies ready for the following year. Number 12, I think I'm on number 12, is a weekly planner. So you can get them easily on Amazon or Etsy. I'll link a few in the description box below, but you can get a teacher's weekly planner that they can have on their desk. So each week they can plan out what they have to do or they have to get ready for. So when it comes to the end of the week, they've got their weekly planner set out so they know exactly what they're doing next. You can get personalised ones as well if you want to, but I think a weekly planner is actually going to be more beneficial for a teacher than it would be continually buying chocolates and sweets that everybody's going to buy them. Number 13, it would be a bookmark. You can get these on Amazon. You can get printable ones on Etsy as well, which is really good. But you can buy teacher bookmarks, so they can use them at home in their own books that they're reading, or they can actually use them in school if they're reading a book to the children. At the end of each day, they can put a bookmark in where their place is so that they know where to pick up the following day. So teacher bookmarks is something different and something that your teacher might really appreciate as well. Number 14 is personalised pens. Now, pens is something teachers all need, but they go missing all the time. So if you've got personalised ones with Mrs. Smith or Mrs. Jones or Mr. Smith or Mr. Jones actually written on them, everyone's going to know that that pen belongs to that particular teacher. So you can, again, get these from Amazon. You can get them from Etsy. Maybe you can get them from eBay. The ones that I find, I will link everything in the description box below. So do go and have a look at them. But they're really Personalised stuff is also always a really good gift to give because it shows that there's been a little bit more thought and meaning put into it, and they're not overly expensive either. Number 15 is stickers. So you can buy stickers that you can put on the water bottle. You can get stickers with well done, so the teacher can give out stickers each day if they wanted to. So you can buy stickers for the teachers to give out to the kids. Or you can buy stickers that you can put on the water bottle. If you're going to buy a water bottle, you can buy teacher stickers and cover it in that. But teacher stickers always come in handy. And again, you can pick these up really cheaply online. Again, I'll link them in the description box below. And number 16 is labels. Again, I feel this is really good. I saw this the other day and I thought that would have been a really good idea if I was buying my teacher something different. But this belongs to Mrs. Smith, or this belongs to class, and then she just writes, or he writes the class that they're in. And so if there's something that's particular for whatever your class is called, because our classes are all called different, you can have these labels where they can stick a label on it so they know that particular item goes to that particular teacher or that particular class. Really good idea. Never thought of it before, but really worth looking into. And a bonus one which I thought was really good is a name plate that they can put on their desk. So you know, if you've got like a big corporate company and then they have a little name desk which says Mr. Cole or Miss Cole, director of the company, you can buy ones with teachers on, so like Miss Cole, best teacher ever. It's a nameplate that they put on top of their desk so that everybody knows that her name, especially if it's a brand new class and they're not really sure on the name, or they panic, especially if it's your little one's very first day at school. They can always say, my name is Miss Cole, and they show them the sign so that they know who that teacher is. If they've got somebody new coming in and they're not sure the teacher's name, having that name plate on their desk is really handy for kids to know who they are. So that is my 17 teacher friendly gifts that are general, that everybody gets, something different and quite cost effective as well, and other ideas that you can give for large amount of teachers if you want to give one big gift to everybody. I know it can be really expensive. I know a lot of people don't do it, and especially if you've got more than one child at a school, that is even more money. So maybe a basket to put in the staff room would be a lot easier for you to do so that everybody can share it. Now, I've only got one child. He wants to buy 3 teachers actual presents. His main teacher is going to get a bigger present and the other 2 are going to get smaller presents. Now, we found out last week that my son's teacher is actually leaving and she's doing something new and nobody quite knows what it was. I was going to buy a bunch of teaching supplies for her, but I'm not sure if they're going to go to waste anymore. So I'm actually going to keep them back and give them to the teacher next year. So for the main teacher, I'm going to buy her a lovely box of chocolates and an Amazon gift card. And for the other 2 teachers, I'm going to buy them some sweets and some small candles, and each of them will get a card. And the other 2 that come in now and again are just going to get cards from my son as well. But again, do what is best for you. You don't have to buy teachers anything. They don't expect it. But if you do want to buy something, hopefully these ideas will save you a little bit more money, and maybe doing something as a group is going to be a lot cheaper for you as well. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you've got any cost-effective, low-budget teacher gift ideas, then do let us know in the comments below to help other people out and to help me out. Again, there will be a blog post on this coming up when my blog is live. So do check the description. If the link's not there yet, then the blog's not up yet. If it is there, the blog is live. So do go and check that out as well. I know that when this goes out, it's not live. It's not live yet. I still got quite a lot of work to do on it, but it's coming. It's on its way. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you're not new here but yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. And if you have subscribed, liked, commented or shared, thank you for your continued support. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.